What's your...
Because of all the people that come forward.
No.
There's no babe, there's no smoke without fire. There's no smoke. There's no smoke without fire.
Yeah, but Lani,
he's definitely guilty of some of it.
Lani, there's bare man out there that probably think you're a hoe, but there's no evidence that you're a hoe. Sure. And that's because of the way you...
There's no smoke without fire.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You really know what time it is, baby. Little Black Book, you know what time it is. I was talking to you guys about the recent video that was done on Trend Central with Lani, Zeze, that was done with also Lucas as well. And I do remember, I can't remember the guy's name. Do apologize. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification of the whoop whoop uploads, baby. And for those of you returnees, you ain't got the minerals. You ain't got the minerals. Yes, we're talking to you guys about Spac, that particular episode. Now, I was very, very disappointed in Zeze. And look, I'm a person, I don't want to make it, like, I try to be careful not to make something like a witch hunt or anything like that. It's just that obviously we've crossed hairs with Zeze a few times now because of Spac Nation. Now, here's my very thing. The very thing started off at the very beginning. I was confused why Zeze was so hard bent on defending Pastor Toby. I get it. Look, we all get it. Listen, not guilty until until prosecuted. We understand. Look, but there are certain things where there was so much information out there that it doesn't make sense to hold such a strong position. And the way she's defending him almost scared me. It's like, but babe, like, did you not like kind of do the research? Even after your interview where many people, you said, and remember in the last interview that she had, which I showed you a video of where she was doing a live with Mobo, she said, I didn't realize.
The time when I realized I was hesitant was when I put the picture up on the internet and I realized how much people disliked him. And I knew already that I hadn't gone overly hard on him.
Some people didn't like him. But after that, are you telling me you didn't go and do research? Are you telling me we didn't go and research at least and find out a little bit more about the situation? Because this video was done after she did the interview with Pastor Toby. So did you not go and do research and find out like, hey, my guy, like, okay, I need to research on this because next time I talk about the situation, I'm not gonna da-da-da-da. But it looked like Zeze really was backing Pastor Toby. And that for me is scary. Remember I said to you in the very first video, I said, look, that they had similar ideals about the black community. And I get that. Do you know what? I don't agree with it, but I get it. But to come now on this particular episode and to defend him vehemently the way you're defending him to a point where she actually begins to degrade, and begins to talk, I would say, in a very demeaning manner towards Lani, I didn't like it. You know something? Because look, I get it. Zeze, did an interview and she done great in terms of the fact that she got trending and she got views. I always say this: you can get the views, but you didn't get the person, right? But in regards to this particular situation, what I saw from Zeze was there was a deflection. What we call in psychology, when you begin to deflect the energy from yourself to someone else, right? Because what you don't want is it to come onto you, right? And what Zeze does, and I've never liked to ever say this particular term, but doing it for the boys is what Zeze did in that episode. And I'll say this why. When she was in the episode, there was some body language stuff that she was doing that showed me that every time she was trying to make a comment against Lani, she was trying to get laughs with the boys.
I'm not saying
you want new Air Max.
He is also, but he is also.
I let this go.
Right? Specifically the guy on the right hand side, I do apologize, is it Charlie? Specifically the person on the right hand side, right? She would try to get laughs from the guy on the right hand side as if he's going to laugh with her when she's beginning to degrade Lani. Now look, I want to let you know, when you are disputing somebody's point, the highest order of a dispute, is to disarm their central argument. The lowest is to name call and to disrupt their character and their persona rather than dealing with their argument. Do you understand? And what we saw from Zeze was the lowest form. Unfortunately, what we saw was the lowest form. She, instead of actually giving a good example, what she decided to do was what men do. What she started showing was this very masculine energy, right? I call it doing it for the boys. And I don't like saying this because I actually think Zeze is pretty cool. I actually think Zeze, I've met Zeze and I think she's really good. I like her energy. She's outlandish. I don't mind that she's quite brash. And I don't mind that. And I would even go as far as to say, listen, the society that we have never allows room for a black woman that's mouthy or loud or confident, I should say, in who they are and speak in their mind. We never allow it. Yeah, we always kill them, and I have to say that. Right, as a community, as a society that we live in, when black women become confident and say their piece and their mind, we can be very quick to try and denounce them and push them aside, right? Because a lot of it is about that if the black woman begins to speak, it's emasculation for the black male, and so the black male does not like that. I get it, but in the circumstances, I don't see that. What I'm seeing is, I'm doing it for the boys, yeah? Which is that you start to behave in a way that degrades another female in order to get the boys to be on your side. This is very similar to what I was saying about Nella Rose's comments that she made when she was doing making the black jokes and making the colorism jokes, right? Is that you try to get the applause of the boys so that the thing deflects from you and onto them. If you can't beat them, you join them. So what she decides to do is what? She begins to insult Lani. And how she do it? She does it in a way that's not necessarily straight, but she comes at an angle, which is saying, she mentioned the fact that the example she gives her is a fact touching on her sexuality. I want to say this very quickly. If you ever want to insult a woman or a man very quickly, you want to talk about a man's money, you want to talk about how small his dick is, how rubbish his sex is, and talk about the fact that maybe he can't fight, yeah? These things that are ingrained into some type of understanding of masculinity, yeah? And when you want to talk about the woman, you talk about her femininity. So you talk about the fact that down below stinks. You say, she's a hoe or a prostitute. You say things that are going to like, if you cuss her about money, no one's cussing about that. Have you noticed that? When you cuss a man about his money, it's a problem. Yeah? But if you have to cuss the girl about her body. You have to body shame her, yeah? Or, you know, you're a big gal or fat gal and you can't get man, or, you know, you're ugly, or, you know, you're down there, stinks or whatever. You start attacking the sexual part of the person, or start attacking the body of the person. Because that's where society claims us to be feminism, female energy and male energy, yeah? It's not necessarily true, but I'm saying in a sense of how we attack somebody. That's what we go for. So yeah, we see that when you're trying to attack a woman, you know, you try to attack her body, because her pride is in her beauty. Her pride is in the outer adorning and appearance. The pride of a man is in his finances. The pride of it is in his sex game. The pride is in his provision aspects of him, yeah? The gender roles that we have for each individual partner, for each individual person. If you attack their roles, then you can attack the person, right? And so you see that oftentimes. So when she goes after Lani, she doesn't attack her about her money. She doesn't attack her about her finances, talk about her material wealth, material stuff or goods. No, she attacks her on the fact that, you know, your sexual prowess, somebody might call you a hoe or this or that. And at first it started off, the venom was just different. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It became just a personal attack, and at one point I remember she even said, like, the way she said it about, I think it was like either a hoe or something like that. The way she said it with so much venom, I was like, whoa. I was like,
everyone's got this vim for Pastor Toby. It's morally correct, but you're sucking John Cena's dick.
You like spice. You like spice, Zeze. You like spice.
I may not.
She likes trouble.
The thing is, I have more sympathy from people who come.
Zeze, why are you coming after Lani so much? We're having a debate about Pastor Toby, and she's cussing Pastor Toby, so why is it your energy is so deep for Lani? And it's like, classic technique where you deflect from someone else onto another person so that you don't get the heat. Remember, the heat was on Zeze. And actually what Zeze did is what we call, she actually just condemned herself. Because what she did is that she made Lani look even better, right? By going after Lani, by slut shaming another woman, right? What was the point of slut shaming? Like, what was the reason? Like, do you know what I'm saying? The reason was because you were trying to do it like the boys. You understand? Yeah, trying to do it like the boys, you know what I'm saying? Lacking the boys, you understand? So when you do that, you showed yourself to be what you truly are, do you understand? And that you're trying to get the applause of the boys to be on your side. Several times she was trying to get them. And, you know, that for me, if the boys had stood up and said their piece, Zeze would have calmed down. But because the boys also weren't vocal, she just kept on going after Lani. If the boys had gone after and actually stopped, like said something to Zeze, she would have stopped. Because again, she's doing it for the boys. Right? So if the boys say it, she'll stop doing it. Right? Because often men in these particular situations have authority.
Everyone's got this vim for Pastor Toby. It's morally correct, but you're sucking John Cena's dick.
You like spice. She likes spice, Zeze. You like spice.
I may not.
She likes trouble.
The thing is, I have more sympathy from people who come.
And it's interesting because obviously Zeze quit church because obviously it was all talking about money. And the very person she's defending is talking about money. Slightly awkward. You quit church because church only spoke about money. But the person you're trying to say that you defend talks about money. And so it's like interesting, it's like, did something happen spiritually? You know, I have to question this. Did something spiritually happen? Because the way that she defended him don't make sense. Now I know she wasn't necessarily against Spac from the beginning, but there's enough evidence of smoke to let you know there's a fire somewhere. You see, we don't need to see the fire. We need to. I smell. Do you smell that? I smell that because now I smell it. I go, what? There's something that's brewing. So that alone should let alarm bells start ringing. You understand? Now we see a situation, and this is where I'll probably do another video on this. Where this now you've done an interview, and the allegations are starting to come to fruition. You understand? And it's like, look, and the comparison that was used was obviously, you know, Michael Jackson, etc., etc. I'm not going to comment on that. The person's passed in it, but at the end of the day, obviously, well, to be honest, Jimmy Savile didn't get exposed until he was dead. So, you know, these things do happen. Anyway, I'm not saying either or. What I'm saying is the fact that there was just a lot of venom to defend, and I think a lot of people don't understand how people get finessed in these churches. And I think with that conversation, there was a lot of I wouldn't say assumptions, but things that were said that people don't really understand. Being finessed, yeah. Listen. A lot of people don't understand, going to a cult, yeah, it's not because you want to go to a cult. You don't wake up one day and say, I want to go to a cult. Many people that end up, oftentimes in cults and stuff like that, are very empathetic. Because empaths end up meeting narcissists. Narcissists like empaths. Because empaths oftentimes feel everybody's emotions, and when they start to feel everybody's emotions, they tend to put their emotions on a back burner. They tend to put their desires and their wants on a back burner in a hope that when I begin to do what you want me to do, you'll do what I need you to do. Right? So a narcissist loves an empath. So a lot of people that go to these cults are empaths. A lot of times also as well, people coming from broken homes, they are vulnerable. This is the biggest thing. They are vulnerable. So of course, if someone offers you something, a way out, of course you're going to take it. Like sometimes people don't think about it because they're in such a vulnerable state. Now, this is where we talk about things, situation. For instance, a homeless woman's on the street, right? I have ill intention. And so I say, listen, come to my house, stay over, get yourself clean, everything else. And then I try to sleep with her. Now, she may feel under duress and may feel under, she has no choice because now I've offered her a bed and food. Do you feel me? So, listen, these things are happening. Yeah? You got nowhere to stay and they offer you a place to stay and then they start roping you into getting loans and universal credit. Why won't you do it? Because you need a place to stay. Having a roof over your head rather than being on the street. You see, these are the things we need to start understanding them and not start judging and assuming that I wouldn't ever be conned. Listen, the moment you think I would never be conned is the moment that you'll be conned. You understand? A gracious person understands with wisdom. Listen, it's never to say I will never be conned. It's to say, listen, hey, I need to be wise. And I could be conned, but I'm going to make sure I'll do all my utmost to not be conned. Do you get me? So when I watched this episode, I was disappointed in Zeze because of the way she came at Lani. And do you know what? I think because the nature of the way she came at Lani, it's not just Lani. She's coming at women in general. Slut shaming. A fellow black woman too. Down there. Disappointing. Alright, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you like, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notifications of the uploads. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded.